Hello, welcome to For the Love of You. I'm Reverend Portia Cabot, pastor of Clare Memorial United Methodist Church, and the host of this show. I'm so happy today to have North Omaha Area Health, NOAA Executive Director Ira Combs in the studio today as we talk about the NOAA Clinic. NOAA's mission is to be a beacon of light in the community, ministering to the heart, body, and mind of individuals and families in North Omaha. And so we are just so happy to have you, Mr. Combs, in the clinic. You were a nurse for many years working for the Med Center.
Oh, still am a nurse.
Right, you still are a nurse, but you worked for the Med Center.
Right, yeah.
So what caused you to, I believe that you also started the North Omaha Area Health.
Right. I started, like I had said previously, simply because there was a need. All the services were packing up. Anyone that's ever lived in North Omaha any time knew that we had like half a dozen black doctors that actually served in North Omaha. And when they died, they weren't replaced.
Okay.
And then if you'd been in there long enough, I'm 68, okay. If you'd been there long enough, you knew that we actually had hospitals. There was Emmanuel Hospital was right there on Ames Street. Oh. And so we had services there. But then, as Omaha grew and as the population with insurance moved west, so did the hospital groups.
Okay.
And
so that left people vulnerable.
It left people vulnerable. And then when the little services they did have, they were consolidated because of cost.
Okay.
The idea was that you have one central location and you can come to us rather than we be right there in your community, which is a problem because access is really a big concern, whether you're an elderly or whether you're unemployed or whether you're a young person. To have to take a bus or cab or jitney or whatever to wherever we want to go, that's a barrier.
Right.
And if you're not feeling good or if you're just getting routine care, then...
And the ambulance cost, we would definitely can't afford that.
Right. And the other care is that you can go to ER and get treated for minor things, but then you have this big bill.
Right.
And my concern is that big bill going to get paid? Probably not.
No, but then that would be another worry because of the bills that will come or the harassment that will follow, even though you're trying to take care of yourself or you're hurting, you're in pain, you're in need. And so that's so important that in North Omaha that we have a clinic. Yes, I know the Charles Drew Health Center is in North Omaha. But tell us a little bit about the NOAA Clinic at 5620 Ames Avenue.
We offer all types of services. We offer, we call it well care, where if you want to come in and just get your blood pressure and your blood sugar checked, and that's all free, you can get that done. We also screen for what we call point of care, which means you can get the test done right then and know the results for HIV and for hepatitis C, pregnancy test, the urine pregnancy test, not the blood. But all these tests we offer free, so you can kind of keep gauge on your health.
And it's confidential, so people can come in and get checked.
It's very confidential. We go by the HIPAA laws because we want to offer it to you so that you can stay healthy. Because one of our other slogans is we want to be the healthiest corner or the healthiest neighborhood in Nebraska. Because right now we're the unhealthiest neighborhoods in Nebraska, because income and health kind of go hand in hand.
Very much so.
So if you don't have a job, if your income is low, the chances are that your health outcomes are going to be lower.
Right, and so we want to make sure that people are eating healthy, that they're exercising, that they know some of the symptoms or signs of things that are happening. And the fact that the health disparities in the African American community continue to be on the rise, we have to make sure that we are informing people to take care of themselves.
And one thing we always tell people is that if your parents are diabetics, father and mother, then you should be screened for that. Because besides it being a lifestyle, it's also genetic. And it's just a little finger stick, and we can check your blood sugar. And then if that's abnormal, we have another finger stick we can do. It's called, we'll check your A1C. We can't diagnose, but nursing things we can do, we can say it's really highly recommended that we see a doctor, and we can refer you to someone.
Okay, so stop being afraid and go in. These are free services that are offered in our community. We want the best for you, but you have to want the best for yourself. And so if it's just a finger stick or just seeing a nurse practitioner to check your blood pressure, to see what's going on, then people ought to be willing to do just that. So in essence of that and the times that you are open, I recall that it's 12 noon to 4 or 6 p.m.
It's Mondays and Fridays, it's 12 to 5. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's 12 to 6. Closed on Wednesday. Saturday, it's 12 to 4.
Okay, so these services are available in the afternoon hours where people can indeed get to.
And it's you can walk in. You don't have to make an appointment. But if you make an appointment, you go to noahclinic.org, and there's a place where you can make an appointment. You can click on it and make an appointment. That appointment time is yours. So if you come in and there's 8 people in the waiting room, but you got an appointment for a certain time, that's your time. If you walk in and there are a lot of people there, then it's like pick a number. But you know, it's worth it. I mean, we got a nice waiting room. It's kind of casual, and we got all kind of stuff for you to watch TV and relax. So
and different brochures that are there that people can pick up. I also recall that y'all had some mascots on Prevention Man.
Yeah, we got actually that's a new program we're starting. We're called the Birthday Bash, where you can get Prevention Man, Medical Dude, or Robbie the Health Robot. Our mascots can come to your birthday party for your kid. Our thing is to kind of change the culture and get people talking about health. And so a young child needs to know about their health. People say, well, what can you teach a young child that'll keep them healthy? We have a thing where we'll send a Prevention Man out to show groups of kids how to wash their hands. Because the number one way of contracting or spreading germs is just by having dirty hands. And trust me, kids got dirty hands.
They don't always know to wash, or they know that they should wash, but to always do it is different, and how to do it properly.
And then they got fun ways. We got little brochures, and we got a song about wash your hands and things like that. But those are the things that we can do to keep our kids healthy.
Okay, so not just kids. I was thinking that Prevention Man could also come and talk to young adults, senior citizens, how to continue to take care of themselves and not ignore what they're feeling.
Right. We have a couple appointments with OPS where Prevention Man and Medical Dude are going to go talk to like whole schools about health, and there are things that are just simple, like to keep reminding them that eating vegetables and fruits are healthy, and kicking the pop can to the side. I mean, those are really important things.
Okay, so that's important. Well, I'm glad to hear that OPS is at least inviting Prevention Man to come in. There are other services that you provide, but then I can recall the Champion of Change Luncheon. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Champion of Change Lunch originated from when I was, the Champion of Change Award originated when I was back at the Med Center. I got a call from Washington, D.C. At first I thought it was a prank, that I was nominated for President Obama's Champion of Change Award. And I thought, yeah, sure. But anyway, long story short, I was nominated and I got it, and I went out to D.C. So when I came back from receiving the award, I thought we should do this with people in our community, give them recognition for things that are health related, because there are some young people out there and groups out there that are essentially doing pretty much a whole bunch with nothing.
Okay.
I mean, they got
Right.
no money, but they're getting the message out there, whether it's Power and Stroke, like your group, or whether it's Black Family Health and Wellness or NOCC. These are people that are nonprofits that are
Right.
getting information out to our community. And so every year we have a called Champion of Change Luncheon, and we sell tickets to it, and we have a speaker to recognize people that are doing something in our community. So this will be our fourth coming up, and so we're inviting you to come to the Champion Change Award. I know Pastor Cabot hasn't said this, but she's also president of our board.
Yes.
And so that's a big, I think a big plus to us that someone would, because as busy as she is, that would commit to do that because she's made a difference.
Right. Well, I mean, it's so important that we have to take care of everyone, but especially those residents in North Omaha. Yeah. The more I hear about the health disparities and the different organizations that have those committees, what are we actually doing? Right. So I believe that hands-on is the work. I'm happy to serve as the chair of the board of directors for Noah Health Clinic to get the word out so that people would know that there is a free clinic in our community to make sure that they are taking care of themselves. I believe that everyone knows that Pastor P loves and cares about you, and so that is the reason why I do all the work that I do to make sure that people are well informed. I can't tell it all. I can preach every Sunday, but sometimes people will say, Pastor, you just preaching to the choir. It does not matter. I will continue to speak out in different ways, not just on Sunday, but Monday through Friday, whether I'm in the schools, whether I'm in the community, whether I sit on boards or not, whether I chair them or not. And so we want to make sure that people are informed with the information that they need. So let's talk about some of the other services that NOAA has to offer that people can benefit from.
Well, we have special projects. Now, this is October, so we have a thing called Boo Fest, which is breaking out of ordinary, I don't know, Shamari thought up this, but it's it's kind of like on the October 26th. Okay. And again, your church, your group, they come over and they sponsor and they feed. Well, it's kind of like we have kids dress up and they come through and they can get screened like for height and weight, and their parents can get screened for everything. Okay. And this is our fourth annual, we call it Boo Fest, where we just get together and with the theme of Halloween, and they win it's a costume contest they can win, and everyone gets some healthy treats, and so it's this is our fourth annual.
Right. I know that my health ministry provides the turkey hot dogs and the baked chips, as well as water. And I believe that is overcoming obstacles or something of that nature. But the Boo Fest has been going on, and I'm so glad that we can partner. The fact that Clare Memorial United Methodist Church is right across the street, and we've had our health ministry going on for so long that we could not help but to be partners. I believe that through the partnership and then me being asked to serve on the board and now having chaired the board for the last couple of months, it is indeed an honor to continue to be a partner. So besides the Boo Fest in October, what else is coming?
We have every month, you need to call for appointment for this one. Okay. It's 402-933-0737. 402-933-0737. We have an emphasis on women's health all the time, but we do actually, it brings people, nurse practitioners and physicians in to do pap smears. Okay. And again, that's free of cost. And when we do pap smears and other, we call it reproductive health things, we can, our nurse practitioner can write you a prescription for birth control. Okay. We also have for men all the time. We have condoms, male condoms, female condoms, all types. Some of my friends, because I grew up, I went to Bible college. Some of my friends says, well, just tell them to stop doing what they're doing.
No.
And the point is, yeah, you can't tell a person that until you get to know them. But also, our goal is to keep people healthy.
That's
so whatever their behavior is, I mean, yeah, you have to love them.
That's correct.
I've been criticized because I've always said, I saw some people out there hollering and screaming at a different clinic. You're going to go to, yeah. And then I look and says, those people that you're saying that to, do they see Christ in you? And my feeling is, love them to death. My feeling is to show them Christ through your actions.
Right.
People will get, well, okay. My goal is, do I see Christ in you? And if you can see Christ in me, that's my first step.
Right.
And so people say, well, okay, and I says, because once you get a relationship, another young man, I won't give you his name though, he's been back to our clinic 3 or 4 times for STD screening. And then the last time he came back, he says to me, you're probably really disappointed in me. And that kind of struck a chord because now he's thinking about his behavior.
That's the key.
He's thinking that it affects me. And my report was, well, what can we do to change this?
Right.
And so that's how you get people to change.
Right.
Because if you look at examples of cigarette smoking and everything else, people do not change overnight. Occasionally, 1% will.
Right. But I mean, they have to have their own awakening moment that they want to bring about the change. They didn't get into it overnight.
Right.
They're not going to get out of it in one day.
Right.
And so it's the fact of loving and being there for people and listening to them until they are ready to make the change.
Right. Because, I mean, that's, for those healthcare providers that think that you can just tell a person, example, everyone can relate to this. The doctor would say, we need to lose some weight. And you go, oh, okay. Now, are you going to go out and like lose? No. First of all, you're going to think about it. Second of all, you're probably going to have a Big Mac on the way home. I mean, so it's
or something, or think about starting a diet or exercise treatment, but to continue it is where the hard work comes in.
And it's a relationship building. We have another group, it's called the Academy of Healthy Living. And it's a group of, I used to say elderly and I got smacked, older black women who get together and they, with Mark Darby, our nurse practitioner, and they talk about why we overeat. And they talk about meditation, they talk about prayer, they talk about what's a good diet. And they've lost a whole lot of weight, and the thing is that they're supporting each other. It's almost it's like a support system. People change because of the relationship they have with other people. And again, you want information on that? 402-933-0737.
Okay, it sounds like there are a lot of programs that are happening in NOAA clinic that people can get involved in, and it's free. I mean, that support system or talking, they might have a little walking club, whether they're walking at the mall or whatever, but that's one way to take better care of yourself, so that's good. Anything else that's coming up or services that you provide January through December?
We are working with the University of Nebraska Medical Center, and it's a research. It's kind of a research project where it's called intensive primary care, and which means if you have diabetes or hypertension or overweight and diabetes, that there's a program where we'll assign you a nurse, and rather than you see your doctor every 3 months, you may see this nurse every week.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's called intensive. And the goal is to see if by doing that, we can keep you out of the hospital and keep your medical bills down. Because you're getting a constant feedback, you're getting constant information from the nurses. And again, other agencies don't do this because it's not initially cost effective. But if you knew what the cost of diabetic medication, if you knew what the cost of being hospitalized for like 1 day.
Right.
It really quickly becomes cost effective.
Okay, well that's good that people.
So if you're interested in that, I mean, you can.
They can call and come and check.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also you have the summer interns and the community educators.
Right. We also, before I forget, we have an educator that we teach CPR classes now.
Oh, okay.
And the cost, it is a cost for the CPR class, but there are scholarships, and the cost itself is half of what other agencies charge. And then if you really need to be in the class but you can't afford it, we can talk about a scholarship. We don't want that to be a barrier for you not learning CPR, because again, we've had young people that have learned CPR that have gone out and have actually saved people's lives.
Okay.
And so again, 402-933-0737 will give you the information. And if you want more information about programs, go to noahclinic.org online, and you can make appointments. You can see other things we do. And we have all kinds of, if you have an agency or even we went to they call it a book group where they talk about books.
Okay.
We'll come out to that group and we'll do your blood pressure and blood sugar and give you information. Any agency or any group you want, whether it's a family reunion or whatever, we can come out, because that's our goal. Our goal is to reach people in our community.
And that's so important, and that's the reason why I do the show, For the Love of You. I know the Pamper Me Day in February that we have at Clare Methodist Church, that y'all come and do the health screenings, because if people will begin to take care of themselves, to look at preventing some of the illnesses or diseases that are formulating in African Americans, or just from our way of living or our eating habits, that we want to make sure that they know that there are resources out here to help them. So thank you so much for coming and sharing, talking with me, talking with our viewers, so that they would know. One more time, where is Noah Health Clinic?
Noah is at 5620 Ames Avenue. It's in the I wouldn't say the back, but it's facing north. So when you come down Ames, you won't see us, but there'll be signs. We have a bus bench and another sign out front. You go up the ramp and we're around back. It's the same complex where Planet Fitness and Family Dollar and the new Nebraska Department of Motor Vehicle are. And so we're there in the community for you. One of our other slogans is, we're in the community for the community.
Okay, and that's so important. And we are thankful that you're in the community. Thank you so much for having this dream and following through on it to provide the healthcare services in North Omaha. I know being an RN and being a male, people probably, when you went into healthcare, it wasn't that many that looked like you.
No, people kept saying, "Why do you want to be an RN? That's a woman's." Well, I wanted to do it because, I saw people needed the care, and so
you got to venture into new areas to do, and the fact that you are educating and enlightening young people to think about the healthcare careers is so important, because healthcare is going to always be out here. So thank you for what you're doing with the YAL program, with the youth, Expressions of Health, as well as the summer intern. We have to do our part. Ira Combs, again, thank you so much for sharing. We will put up some flyers of the upcoming health events that are happening at NOAA. I'll also put up the names. I know you called off NOCC, which is the North Omaha Community Health Council. There are different organizations that are in our community for our community, and we just want to make sure that you are aware of them. They are open. People can become a member, or people can join the Black Family Health and Wellness Association. Has a health fair. I believe it's the last Saturday in March every year down at North High School, where there are free health screenings that are going on. So there is so much that is going on just for you. Because we love and care about you, we want to make sure that we bring this information to you. Thank you again for tuning in to this show, and look forward to seeing you on other episodes. Thank you.